Are you wondering if you're suffering from sciatica, or maybe someone's told you that you have sciatica, but you don't really know what it is? You're trying to figure out A, what is sciatica? B, what can I do about it? Then today's video is for you. So today we're going to be talking about what sciatica is, so you understand what the problem is that you're dealing with, and then we'll discuss the most common symptoms that are going along with it, and then we'll discuss what causes sciatica, which tells us then what you need to be doing about it. So first thing, what is sciatica? Well, sciatica is an irritation of the sciatic nerve, which doesn't necessarily help you unless you understand what the sciatic nerve is composed of. So Captain Jack's here to help us explain what sciatica is. It's the nerve roots that come out. You can see on Captain Jack these little nerve roots that come out on the side. So you've got L4, L5, S1, S2, and S3. Those nerve roots exit from the spinal cord. So this is the spinal cord right here. They exit from here. They go over this big bone. This is your hip bone. It's commonly called the hip bone. It's actually called the ilium. But it goes over that bone and it combines to form one nerve. That nerve is your sciatic nerve. It travels down the back of your leg, and then when it gets to your knee down here, it actually splits into two different branches. So a lot of people, when they have sciatic nerve pain, they describe a shooting, sharp pain that starts in their back, goes down through their butt and down the back of their leg. Sometimes people will have issues that go down into their calf and into their foot, but some people, once it gets to the split, the pain stops. So if you have a shooting, sharp pain that's going down the back, then most likely you have sciatica. Now, if you have a shooting pain that's going down the front or even down the side, that's a different nerve. It can be a nerve irritation still, but it's not sciatica because it's not the sciatic nerve. Now, what causes sciatica? Most commonly, it's due to a disc impingement. So you have discs in between your vertebrae here, and the disc will impinge on the nerve or put pressure on the nerve. So most commonly, sciatica is a pressure issue, that the nerve is getting irritated by something. Now, what can also happen is that you can have an irritation of the muscle, a ligament, or a tendon that the sciatic nerve either travels through or travels near. If there's an inflammation that happens in there, then that will also irritate the sciatic nerve. We call it the inflammatory exudate, which bathes the nerve and makes it really, really irritated. So you don't necessarily have a disc issue, but most likely that is the most common cause. It could be an inflammatory issue that's going on nearby, and that's what's actually causing your problem. Now, what do you do about it? Well, again, it depends on what it's coming from initially. Most likely, again, it's probably the disc. So in the long term, what you want to do is actually heal the disc, right? We need to get the disc feeling better, take the pressure off of the sciatic nerve. That's going to help everything feel better in the long run. In the short term, what you can do is make sure that you're staying away from painful movements. Now, I know this sounds like super obvious. You're like, well, of course I shouldn't do anything painful. This is a really important point, because if you're moving into directions that are painful, you're actually increasing the irritation to the disc, to the ligament, to all the things that are causing this inflammatory exudate, that are putting pressure on the nerve and are making your situation worse. However, you do also want to keep moving as much as you can pain-free. This is really a challenge because sometimes it can feel like everything you do is painful. So I want you to think about what can you do that's in a smaller range of motion. So if you usually walk with like a really long stride and you're really fast walker, I want you to take a smaller stride. So you're not putting so much pressure through the hips and the back, and that will decrease some of that pressure on whatever is irritating that sciatic nerve. The other thing I want to make sure you do, a lot of people want to stretch the side that's painful. So if you have a sciatic nerve pain down your right side, they feel like I need to stretch my right side. I want you to stop doing that. That irritates the sciatic nerve, it makes it super angry, and it only makes your situation worse. I know it feels good in the short term, right? Initially you're like, oh, it feels like the pressure's decreased, but usually about 5 to 15 minutes later, it gets way worse. So I want you to avoid stretching the side that's painful. Instead, I want you to stretch the other side. By stretching the side that's not painful, it does still allow a little bit of movement in that sciatic nerve, but it doesn't put so much tension on it that it increases the pain. You'll find way more benefit from stretching the side that is pain-free as opposed to the side that is painful. So again, if your right side is the painful side, stretch the left side, but don't stretch the right side, especially when it's super, super irritated. The third thing that I want to make sure that you do is I want to make sure that you use ice. Again, if this is a disc problem that's causing this irritation, if this is a ligament or a tendon or a muscle that's tight, ice is going to help to decrease the pain. It is one of the most powerful pain inhibitors that we have at our disposal, and it doesn't cause any kind of other issue, right? No gut issues or something like that when you take pain medication. Icing for 5 minutes will help to decrease the pain. It will not last that long. It will probably only last for about an hour. So I recommend icing for 5 minutes every hour. Now, where should you apply that ice? Most likely, where the pain starts in your low back is where you want to start applying the ice. However, if you feel like I need to apply it all the way down that leg because that's where my pain is, do it. You can chase the pain with ice. It's not a problem at all. It will help things calm down. The more things calm down, the more you're able to do those gentle movements that are pain-free, which will help to decrease this problem for you. All right, so I hope that has helped you understand more about what sciatica is, the causes of it, as well as some things that you can implement today. Now, if you have more questions about sciatica, I definitely recommend you check out this video over here. And if you found this helpful, I would really appreciate it if you would click the subscribe button over there. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.